VRChat, the next frontier. These are the experiences from Gunter's universe. His continuing mission? To seek out and connect with VR devs and passionate enthusiasts. To discuss theories, beliefs, and rhetoric of all kind. And to boldly go where no show has ever gone before.
Yes, yes. Welcome back to Gunter's Universe, everyone. How are you doing out there? And there. And there. Oh, behind me. It's great to see you all. It's another Sunday night. For those of you that are new to the show, I'm Gunter S. Thompson, and this is a show, well, where we discuss VR tech, gaming, and along with other forms of rich media. And tonight I have a special show. I've got a bunch of friends that I haven't seen in a while. We have the crew from Improv Night. What's up, Improv Night, guys and gals?
Hello.
Introduction. I had bird feet.
Hi.
So yeah, Improv Night is a event that happens right before this event. It's been on Sunday nights for a very long time, something around 40 weeks now. I think you guys have been doing this. It's really great. It's hilarious. And it's been wonderful to see new events pop up in VRChat over the last few years, and this being one of the longest and greatest. So let's go around the table, and then after we do that introduction, we got a special treat. And we'll just go to the left and ask you because I don't know everybody. So we got Catapult here. How you doing, Catapult?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. I saw you. I don't know what skit it was. I don't know. There's a lot of fucks in your skit inside. Every time you say fuck or fucking, I start laughing.
Oh my god.
Those are the best. So I can relate to that. Yes, exactly. And Korro, how you doing, Korro? I love you, man. It's been a while.
Doing pretty good.
I love your arm. It's looking nice, and I don't know what you've caught there, but some sort of infection.
Supernitis.
Yes. We got Gallium. How you doing, Gallium?
Pretty good, considering it's 3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m. Thank you for coming out. I'm sure it's that way for a few people. And then this is a new person that I haven't met that has this fantastic avatar. 1029 Chris. What's up?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good, you know. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm glad you're here. I can't wait to learn more about you. We also have Vitrium, who's the small one over there. Hey. Hi. It's been a while since I've seen you as well.
Yeah.
Of course, you know Sporeboy. It is, yes. We go far back. Sporeboy 100. I don't know why he's part of your group because I don't know if you know. I have a problem with this kid.
Come on.
Oh, why don't you show him, Sporeboy? Why don't you do it?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
What? No.
I didn't know you were bringing this rat on the show.
I swear. Please.
Before the show gets canceled.
We have to know all sides.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's grown. The sign has grown and now has lots more words.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
I some words about I'm a liar is what they've been calling me. There's Mr. Whisker sympathizer group. I'm a liar, and he's an asshole. Okay.
I guess it had more sense of avatars. I was wrong.
They have a Discord. You guys can go join that and have fun and die in a fire. Okay, have a seat. And then, of course, next up, Goblox, old friend. Me and Goblox got to hang out in real life. Love this guy. We've shared some good times. And you're the one of the persons that kickstarted Improv, and you host it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've been doing this for now. We have like 40 shows sort of filmed, but we've been doing this for like over a year now. So it's been quite an experience. We've come a long way from where we started to where we are now. So it's just great to be here with everybody else here. It's just awesome.
Excellent. And we have Sera Realm, who I did not know participates in improv. I wonder how you do it through Goblox. Wow.
She actually does it through, like various people. Like she'll send messages sometimes to me and then sometimes to like people in the audience that will sort of like speak and stuff. But she supplies some really great ideas. to us and is like really essential for some of the really funny skits that we had. So
You'd be surprised at
And
stuff
she's
that comes
also-
out of this woman's mouth.
oh jeez,
Oh, I bet.
One of my favorites
Should I
was
see some of her
Yeah.
avatars?
you'd be surprised at some of the stuff I had to throw out. I couldn't even mention.
yeah, casino heists in space. That was my favorite one. That's going way
In
back.
space. I
Yeah,
will be
Sarah's
asking
also
you
actually
guys this-
performed on stage a couple of times as well.
Sexist being like TCL.
And next is Zircron himself. We all know Zircron.
Oh, yeah, I've been around like ever since I heard that there was going to be improv in VR. I've just jumped onto that to be an actor ever since the beginning, and never really got on board of it.
Yeah, you're perfect for it. And you're also part of the Hunt for Mr. Whiskers team and been part of that. It's been great. You were around this table a few weeks ago when we were breaking it down and breaking the fourth wall and talking to everybody about how that process has been.
I have my fingers in many pies.
Yes.
Wow.
And pies.
Distinct voice.
That is a wonderful voice. Next up, I'm not sure, we may have met, but I don't really know you, Meeka Elle.
I'm Meeka Elle. My name was originally Reznov when I first came here. I heard about improv. Yeah. I heard about improv when I first came in, when the whole alt space thing, and then and it was just in the back of my mind. Then one day I just decided to hit Goblox up and say, hey, how do I get into improv? And I don't know how long I've been in it now. It seems like it's been 3 months or so, or 3 or 4 months or something.
That's it. That's about right.
Part of the family now.
Yeah.
I bet. Autobot Maximus transform.
Hello! How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I've been doing
I've seen
good.
you around
Thank
here
you.
before. Yeah, so you're on the
Yes, I
improv team.
believe
That's
I was-
fantastic.
Wait, I'm
No.
sorry.
Is he not on the improv? Is he just fucking here?
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm wondering why he was here.
What do you think this is?
God damn it, Autobot.
Yeah.
Your standards here.
remember seeing you at improv.
We have another sheet if you wanted to squat over
No,
spots.
no, this
Whatever.
bed is
Maybe
mine.
yeah, we know
Shut
what's
up.
been.
Never performed.
Almost moved to this seat.
Well, if you want to go, you can go.
Clever.
There you go.
Or not at all. Okay, great.
Yeah, transform and get out. Jesus Christ. All right.
Autobots,
All right. Well, it's good to see everybody in the
Rolling out.
audience, as even if it is Autobot there getting confused. That's hilarious. Yeah, I guess you were like wondering what was going to happen. Like, did Goblox get somebody new? I don't know. You guys
We
do
were
have
just
more
waiting.
people
We
in
were just waiting to see
improv
what happened.
than yeah,
Oh yeah.
just improv in it. Yeah. Yeah, you have a lot more people that are here tonight and all that. Before we dive into more of the improv, somebody I met recently is Spork over there, and she's a really great musician, and I would like to bring musicians on the show. I'm not sure where I'm going to slot them in. This is probably not the best time to slot somebody in because we're kind of chatting, but I want to do it right now, and I want to hear your tune. So what do you got for us, Spork?
Hi. I was thinking about how you guys are going to improv, so I thought I should do something that has my own little special touch on it.
Yay.
I'm going to sing Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra, except I have rejiggered it. I call it Fly Me to the Moon Bass. Beautiful. All right. Well then. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, I want rockets. In other words, bring me snacks. My ship with treats and let me float forevermore. Space is all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, let's float free let me swim in outer space. I'd love to be floating in my very own space cafe. In other words, fly me true. In other words, space, I love you. Da 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 da. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, I want rockets. In other words, space, I love you. There you go.
Yay, I love space too.
Spring on Jupiter.
Yeah, that's great.
Reminds me of another song. Under Pressure.
I'm sure the moon is not too far off.
Under pressure. So that's great. Thanks for that. And just some promotion for open mic night. I'm going to put together an open mic night album, and Spork, I want to make sure you're on that. So I had to shoot that to you so you know what's going on.
Oh, nice.
But we'll talk about that some other time.
Sarah wants me to mention that
Yes,
she made
please.
an improv song for her birthday last week, so that's really cool.
Oh, sweet.
Cool.
Happy
That's great.
birthday.
Oh yeah, my 20th birthday.
Are we gonna have to start
Happy
chanting?
birthday.
Oh
Happy
yeah.
birthday. I'm gonna tell you happy birthday.
There we go. All right, so let's, I don't know, start into how improv started, Goblox, and a little bit of the history.
Yeah, so I mean, this was just sort of like an idea. There was a while back where there was they were trying to start doing like some plays and stuff here in VRChat, and in sort of the interim while we were trying to get these plays going and everything, this idea came about to, hey, why don't we just start doing improv and trying to test some of these ideas out. And when we started doing it, it just sort of started catching on, and people started coming to the shows and wanting to be involved, and it sort of took off on its own thing. And then, it grew, and then it sort of got its own theater. It went from one theater to another, and then we're in Korro's theater right now, and it's been building, and it's been amazing, like how far it's come from where it started. So I'm a little awestruck at times by it.
Yeah, you built up the building. Korro, you've done such a great job with the theater. I'm sure you're proud about that, right? That's quite a nice looking piece. Yeah. What kind of
theater?
Everybody does. There's always room for improvement, but there's, time is always limited. What kind of tech do you have running in there? Kind of goodies help you do the show?
Goodies.
So we got.
There's the chocolate bar of access.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God. There's
Sounds like a legendary item.
I had originally come up with a security system for the theater, just this crazy complicated thing because we were doing it in public instances, and of course this was at the height of VRChat's popularity.
Yeah.
And I got a nice little barrier on the stage that keeps people from just running up there and ruining the show and whatnot. And
Like if I had that Autobot, would he just been bailed? He would just been kicked right out. But no,
he was just.
I'm sorry.
You fit right in, buddy.
Press have to pay respect.
We're not angry, we're just stupid.
Yeah, no, you fit right in. Anyways,
Okay.
So some
Little
security.
chocolate key card. Yeah, a little chocolate key card. You just come and smack somebody with it, and they can go up on the stage.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
It never runs out.
As far as us controlling, sort of, you never know what's going to happen at improv. Who's going to show up? So it's really nice having that stuff. So, yeah.
Are you still needing to go that far with security? Or using that still every time?
Not the front door system, but we do use the stage system every day. But usually
Sure,
people don't try
sure.
anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a little more controlled now, like who's coming to the shows and whatnot. We're still trying to keep it like as open as possible for whoever wants to come to the shows, but you still want to have some sort of amount of control on it. So I think we've struck a good balance right now for how it's working and everything. So yeah.
And as the host, you have a few things like you announce the show, you announce certain bits and the rules, and you have dings and buzzers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How do you fire this off, and what do you have?
So the control panel that I have has just a ton of stuff on it. It's been just added to over time. It's chock full of all these things. I can control the cameras on it. I can do the sound effects. I can do I can control the lighting and stage markings and all kinds of stuff on it. So it's been this thing that's just sort of evolved organically, adding a little bit at a time, and it really makes it easy to be able to sort of sit there and enjoy the show and just press a couple buttons, set everything right, and then just be able to, you know, have a good time while running it.
That's fantastic. So what is like your improv night? To me, I think of like Whose Line Is It Anyways? I grew up watching that, the British version, the American version, even the newer one with Drew Carey. Always loved that stuff. So this kind of style was really interesting to me, and I always loved it. But maybe somebody doesn't exactly know that. How would you describe that?
It's okay. So to describe it, I always go to Whose Line Is It Anyways? I always say that's sort of like what we're kind of emulating. If you look at the theater itself, it's has a lot of strong cues from Whose Line Is It Anyways? The design of the overhead, all that stuff. So yeah, so in that sense, we do go playing games and stuff as long with all of the actors, and I sort of take it in different directions. I know I'm trying like different things all the time as far as it's going. I want to try to get more people involved in it, and also try to really like push the actors and have them sort of have different things thrown at them at different times. I know like some of the more recent shows I've been throwing some things at them, and so we don't try to stick to any sort of hard set rule of what we're doing. We just sort of go with, you know, it's improv. The way the show is run is very much improv as well. So we try to keep that going all through the show.
There are certain bits, right? Like, what are some of the bits you guys have participated in? Just shout something out.
Ding.
Would you like to know some of the games that we play? Yeah.
Alphabet game.
Yeah. Alphabet game.
Question game. Big small words. Clem actually thought up that one, actually. Clem Johnson.
Sports Center or Sportscast.
So we're taking
Sports Center.
That's a beautiful one.
Well, let's explain a couple of those.
So like for something, we'll start out with something like simple, like alphabet game will be where the actors are improvising a scene, and the first line that they say as they go back and forth has to be start with the next letter of the alphabet. And then like another game that we do is like the question game. Yeah, and then the another game that we do is a question game where the whole dialogue has to be entirely in questions, and if any of them screw up, they get buzzed and sent back to the end of line. And then we get into more like improvisational stuff that sort of gives the actors more freedom to do different things, such as like ding, which is where the actors are improvising a scene, and then at any point I will ding a buzzer, basically, I ding a bell, and then whoever's saying whatever they're saying at that point or doing something has to stop and do it another way. So you can just sort of keep dinging them, and it just ends up going down some really crazy paths. You'll start out with one scenario, and then it will just sort of shift into a completely different direction. So that one's a lot of fun. We do a lot of different games, and I'm always sort of searching for different games. Yeah. That one was created by Clem Johnson, who used to be very involved with the improv, and he came up with that where every line that you say has to be one syllable words. If you screw up, you get buzzed or whatever, but it really messes with people.
Oh, I think Sarah's talking about the one where it's like with 1, 2, and 3 syllables with 3 people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The number of words. Yeah. That one's like. That one's ripped like. Is that the one you're talking about, Sarah?
There's a story behind that one.
Wait, is it the one that one specific
the
film that
blueberries.
just killed me?
I'm talking about the blueberries.
Tell the story of the blueberries.
Well,
I can't
I'm pretty
explain
sure.
this.
Okay, you're gonna have to fill me up if I miss something. But basically, we're playing number of words and meme. I think Clem and two other actors I can remember, it might have been Gallium, were on the stage and they were just picking blueberries. And Clem didn't want to share his blueberries. And Meme was very obsessive that he should share these blueberries with him. And they got into this massive fight about who should share these blueberries using these small number of words. And Clem was like, I think he was the one that had one word and he was like, no, mine. Blueberries. Just wanting to keep hold of these blueberries possessively. And that's where the blueberry meme came from for a couple of weeks.
Nice. I'm sure there's a lot of internal memes.
Oh
yeah.
God,
Yeah,
yes.
mayonnaise.
Lots of
God,
Yeah.
no, don't mention mayonnaise.
I didn't get the mayonnaise picture that you said you have, but I did put a mayonnaise graphic on the graphic. That's well, it's not showing right now. It's showing the cameras, of course. But it's mayonnaise. I don't know.
Any jar of mayonnaise will do. We're not
Any
very
jar of
picky.
mayonnaise, great,
So, yeah.
great.
Yes,
Yeah.
another one that's my favorite is Wise Men.
Oh, three wise men.
yeah.
Yes.
Three Wise Men.
So yeah, so that will be where like three of the actors will get on stage, and then people from the audience will have a chance to come up and ask the three wise men for their wisdom. And the three wise men will put together a proverb that will supposedly help the audience member, and they're putting it together all cooperatively, one at a time, one word at a time. It just goes boom, boom, boom through all three of them. And geez, sometimes the things that you get, can't even mention here some of the things that are said. Jeez.
I have some.
Gallium, I can say this though.
When we
It
were
just
trying this
helps you
question
if you want
out,
a really good laugh.
So now?
It really does help you if you want a good laugh with these proverbs.
True. So we were trying this out at the class, and we came up with one that just completely killed me. And it goes
It's
something
still
like,
killing me now.
when Jesus stongs crispy meals at Thursday o'clock.
Words to live by.
When what? Wait. You guys, this is the first time I'm hearing this. What did you say?
This is some high level humor.
When Jesus stongs crispy meals at Thursday o'clock. Yes, that literally killed me. I could not stop. I could not breathe at all. I was literally suffocating.
My favorite one
I'm
today.
pretty sure everybody watching can completely understand what you're talking. Yes, regulate.
My favorite one to date is one where somebody said, "What should I eat tonight?" or something like that, and we all just agreed to go skip that babadoom bop shabaloop badum hot pockets.
I remember that one.
And there was this golden opportunity where someone asked when the audiobook was going to be fixed, and I just said never.
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 It was just never.
That was it. We have like
Now it's
that.
soon.
And
Everything's soon. Trademark.
Yeah.
Soon DM.
Yeah, I kind of like it when it gets a little. I kind of like it when it gets like really out to lunch, really warped and stuff like that. It can get pretty weird.
I like that shit too. You bring it there.
BDSM vigilante. I got handed that gift one night. There was also Baby in a Blender.
Yes.
Yep.
There was
Catapult is.
Yeah, and I'm sure Sarah's probably dying to mention this one. There was one at some point where I was storing bees up my bum.
Oh, no.
Bees in the bum.
I
know,
don't
like,
bring up that
meme,
avatar.
Meme had to took a shit, and then the toilet cleaner had to clean up his shit, something like that.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty.
That was the toilet factory. Yes,
in the toilet factory.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Meeka was in that sketch.
So yes, the audiences are feeding you scenarios, and one of them was toilet factory, and then things in ensued from there, and hilarity, just hilarious. What's cool is all your you film this, you put it up on YouTube. I forget actually the name of the channel. Was it VRChat Improv?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Okay, that's why I just did. Yeah, because that's all I typed in. Everything's really well organized. You break them up into like 4 or 5 sections for that week's show, and you give it a title of like Sports Center was one recently, and that's like 5 of 5. And so basically all these, like, I think bits that you're hearing people talk about, you should be able to go to the page and actually pull up Sports Center, or I don't think it was called Toilet Factory, but they're really organized. I think that's really helpful for people to find.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely having it organized like that and very clear is very nice. I know that a lot of people, it's great for me. I can just go in there, pop in, and just say, okay, I want to watch this one. Just very easy to navigate. And
they're like 10, 12 minutes, maybe, give or take. And that's really, I think, a good size for YouTube. Absolutely.
I kind of like to go back and look at those and see where I'm making mistakes and not really staying on real improv.
Well, sort of on that note, we also do an improv workshop on Saturdays, and we try to make that in sort of a sense that it allows actors and people that are interested in improv. If anyone here is watching here or at home watching this and is interested in trying this out, on Saturdays we do like quote unquote like sort of like private event where there's no audience allowed, no spectators allowed, and if you're there, you're going to do improv. And it gives you a chance to really try to hone your skills and push yourself in different areas and get feedback as well. You can stop in the middle of a skit and say, hey, how is this working? How's this not working? Or I'll butt in and I'll say things and give comments. So that's definitely one of the things I'd like to be able to do. Like, I'm hoping in the future with the technology and VRChat would allow us to sort of film it like while it's happening and then be able to sort of like play it back for people like live, like in the world, and be able to say, hey, notice when you did this right here, like that would be something that, yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, very helpful.
One class I really enjoyed, and this first started going to the classes, is Goblox came up with the idea of push the limit. There's nothing sacred, nothing. He wanted to see if we had a limit as to where we could be, if there was a place where we could go to that would make us uncomfortable. And that was raunchy as fuck. I mean, some of the shit that was coming out was like, whoa, but it was
we're talking stuff that is just not even close to suitable to actually mention on this show, just
in public.
Yeah.
And if Catapult's saying that, because you're not, it's not like, you're faint of heart or anything. You go there sometimes, but you're saying this is like, wow, that's got to be something.
Well, it was basically like, I don't know how much you can say on here, but one example would be like that guy could suck a wet fart out of a dilated asshole.
That's not that bad. That's awesome.
Some of the other stuff.
If there's 5 BDSM vigilantes and at least 20 babies in a blender.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point.
Babies taste good. I get it.
The whole point of that exercise was that there's all different kinds of people that want to do improv and be involved, and a lot of different people have a lot of different limits, and you can never control what your scene partner is going to say. So it's important that you're able to sort of navigate that. If you're getting taken into an area that you're not quite comfortable with, how can you sort of still go along with the scene, or maybe even use your disapproval of where it's going for like a comedic effect? So that was something we were really trying to practice in those.
That was good.
So you rehearse them on Saturdays and new people can come. How do people find out about coming to those rehearsals and signing up?
So there's actually an improv Discord that's dedicated just for improv. And you can find that out at the VRChat Events Discord at vrchatevents.com. You go to the improv channel and there's pinned notes in there. And in there is an invite to the actual improv Discord. And in there we have a channel set up just for classes. So you can contact me in there. I'm very accessible and say, hey, I want to do classes, and I can guide you to there, what you want to do, and give you the role. And then you'll know on Saturdays, you'll get messages, hey, we're going to do class today, who's interested in coming and whatnot. And it's actually it's growing quite large. This last class, what do we have, like 19 or 20 people in it?
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we split into 2 groups of 10. So yeah.
Ever since you did the end game with improv, it's just exploded.
It's probably going to explode again because look at where we are.
Yeah,
Gunter's universe.
You know, and that's what I want people to know as well. You know, doing improv isn't just about, you know, making other people laugh as well. A lot of people are using it to sort of like get over fears that they have, like social stuff as well. And I really recognize that. And I have a lot of friends that are interested in doing it that I'll be bugging for months to come in and try it out. And they all find it like very rewarding once they come in and sort of get over that hump and do it.
Everybody likes to be funny, you know, and people laugh at their jokes and stuff, but that's super scary, you know. That's great to hear.
I have anxiety disorder, and this is like the best medication I have. It's going to those workshops on Saturday and doing the shows too.
I would have never guessed, given that. And another one is Sporeboy. You were also very interested in doing improv, weren't you? But you were like really nervous.
Yeah, it's because I have autism, and because of that. But thanks to improv, I've gotten over that anxiety when it comes to doing this.
Nice.
But to be fair, there was also a bit of confidence boosting hypnosis involved to actually bring me along to the first workshop I went to, and it's all gone from there.
Yeah.
I sort of have this belief that you get out of it what you put into it, or get out of it what you want to get out of it. So everybody can sort of, that's what's great about those workshops, is that if you're just trying to work on one thing, maybe you don't even want to go end up doing shows. You just want to do the workshop just because that's something you want to do. Then have at it. That's what it's there for.
K-Dog, if you could write out into the Twitch chat, the VRChatEvents.com, we'll be promoting that a couple times. I promoted every show, and this is another one of the events that's in that Discord, and there's about 20 events, and at the end of the show, I'm going to list actually all the events in there, and it's just a great jumping off point to find out these events, and then you can make it into their Discords, the Improv Discord or the Talent Show Discord. It's just a great way to easily find it, because you can just go to VRChatEvents.com, which Goblox set up, click the Discord link, and now you're in there. We ain't got to talk about Discord numbers and all that kind of stuff, because math is hard.
Yeah, it's. I'm kind of surprised at how few people will know about it, or even like know about improv or know about any of the events. It's like it just needs to get out there more. You know, everybody that sort of gets involved is like, why don't more people know about this? And then I don't know. So you know, we try to do whatever we can to try to get the word out there about it, as you know.
Altspace and Oculus and all the big companies seem like they're making like dedicated events pages. It'd be interesting if VRChat looked at that.
Oh yeah,
there's already certainly written up docs on that. There's tons of ideas. You know, what others do is there's plenty of those ideas that make sense. You know, doing events, having them listed in VRChat, connected to the website, connected to an app or something, all that makes sense. So matter of priorities, but I've been waiting for this shit for years, man. And me and Goblox talk about it, like wishing it'd be more of a priority, but you know, wishes don't grow on trees or whatever. Wishes are wishes, and there's reasons there. You know, there are other things that are.
What's the phrase? Wishing one and shitting the other, see which gets full first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Beautiful. That's it. Very well
That's what
put.
my grandma told me.
Up it's full. Up it's full again. Up it's full again. Man is always full of shit. Yeah. Damn it. Help me. There's no wishes coming true. Just keep shitting on myself.
Talk to all your grandmas and whatnot. Get it posted in the old folks' homes. They got lots of time.
Mine's already dead, so I can't.
Oh, jeez.
What about streaming the events? You know, you could get more people viewing, and then those people might want to come in and play. Any thoughts on that? Do you guys do that? I don't know.
We're working towards that. You know, the thing is if this is sort of, I have like these really big like end goals I want to do, but you can't jump there all at once. You got to do it a piece at a time. And you know, this is sort of, you're just doing something unpaid, and it's like you're trying to do it outside of like the normal life responsibilities you have. So I just try to set like simple goals and add sort of everything, add something every week to it, and definitely working towards that point of being able to stream it, because I want people at home to get involved. Like I'd really like to have ways that people at home, maybe watching streams, could sort of send in topics and send in certain things for actors to say. I have ideas for games where maybe there would be a way for like each actor to have like a web panel and they could be fed lines by different people at home. Like think about how cool that would be if you were like watching a show or something happen and you send in something and then 5 minutes later the actor is saying it like right there. Like that would just be so neat. So
I could see my Twitch chat right here, and that's all basically you would need, and you'd be seeing that come through, and you get your ideas. Yeah, that'd just be wonderful. And also, when your own people can't make it there, or your fans can't make it inside the event 1 week, they can still get to see and watch. I mean, of course, they can the YouTube, but it's just something about, I don't know, live, seeing the chat that's with it. Really dig it.
Absolutely. Well, having the new camera
right now
system
we've
helps
got
a lot with that.
240 people watching, and they're really digging everything that Improv's all about.
Ooh,
So this is great.
Wow.
Oh,
Hi.
yeah.
Hello.
That was improv. That was improv. We have 14 people. We have 14 people in the show watching.
Zeros in a work. Oh, hello.
If it's not a black cat involved, the numbers come down. When it's the hunt for Mr. Whiskers, it is like 100 or 125 the whole time for 3 hours, like just on it. Comments everywhere. But when improv comes on, what the fuck? No, I'm just kidding. It's just because. No, it's been this way for weeks since the hunt for Mr. Whiskers has paused, and I was very curious. Pause. That's kind of a pun. I was very curious. Can I do improv too?
Sounds like it.
Yes, you do.
Let's fucking bring him on then. Why not?
Just stick to being dumb on Gunter's universe. And Autobot's in the chat. He's one of the 12, and he's still embarrassed. So, okay.
So everyone send hearts to Autobot.
Fucking rip.
Fun stuff. Okay, can we do a skit right now? What can we do?
Yeah. What games should we do?
Wise Men.
We could do Wise Men, yeah.
Wise Men.
But a long one.
3 Wise Men?
Oh,
okay.
boy.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We need a question. Yeah, do you want to lead us in?
Do. Yeah, okay, so we're going to do this. So basically, we're going to have, we have some very, very famous advice givers here. I don't know, you guys probably don't know this, but they're world renowned for being able to give advice out to people. And our advice givers today are, let's have Zircron, and we'll have Meeka, and let's see, how about Gallium will be our advice givers.
Yep.
And why don't you guys, I don't know if the cameras let me know, can you guys just sit on the middle of the table here?
You cannot. That wouldn't be a good idea. So back there would be fine. Or sit behind me. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a nice center shot. So I can't see, but I have a little.
I need to
just turn around.
Just go your shoulder for a moment.
I'm gonna have to stand there.
Actually, yeah, I might as well just. Can
I'll just pray. I'll just silently.
Sometimes you have to.
Help harness the power.
I can't get up there, guys.
I can get up there. Sucks to be you.
What the hell is going on?
It's just improv. It's just improv, Gunter. Don't worry.
I mean, you could just hold still. I'll just kind of like squat on your shoulders.
Improv works. It involves a lot of grunting.
Okay, I'll just. Can still see us? Is this ridiculous enough for you?
Oh, we have another camera.
Hey, can you get them?
We got you.
Are people going to be able to see this? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is
still see
very
you.
essential for channeling the energies to be able to deliver proper advice, and the chi has to be in line like this. So, and we have someone right here that has a question. How fortunate for us. Sera has sent me a question here. Advice on lesbian love in North Korea. Do you guys have anything?
Oh boy. Well then. Kim. Will.
Fuck.
Every.
Grandma.
Stew.
Improve.
My.
Vagina.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
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 What the hell was that?
You're not meant to understand the message. You're just meant to accept
Somebody
it.
taking notes. Oh, we have this on video.
Does anyone else have any
Where's-
questions
where's me when you
for
need
the
him?
three advice givers?
Still remind
Audience?
I think
Come on,
like,
audience.
Anyone from the audience?
Every grandma's stew will improve my
weird, so-
vagina.
Oh God.
Did we have someone over here?
Yeah, we're...
I got a
Yeah,
question.
I said, why don't my parents love me?
How can I open up a karaoke?
Come on down, Oblivious. Come on down. It's much more funny when you're standing in front of them.
All right, I'm in desktop mode today. Let's go.
That's totally fine. Ask your question.
Why don't my parents love me?
Oh boy.
Great question.
Your
Parents.
Your
Killed
Your parents.
my
Anal.
snake.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
yes.
That'll be $90.
No.
I have a question.
You're welcome.
We have another question. Come on down.
Come on down.
Okay. How do I cure crippling depression?
God, these heavy ass questions.
Western.
Society.
born
And
raised
playing
basketball.
Playing basketball?
B-ball.
Germany.
cricket. Yes.
Yes! This is,
Yes.
this is a really confusing message.
What in the world? No refund.
God damn it!
I didn't mention
I
it.
fucking realized it. You fucking played me! God damn it!
I got one. I got one.
She's more depressed now.
Claw has a question.
This is a question
What
of
is it?
great. It's of great and profound importance to all of your chat. Is Mr. Whiskers a naughty kitty?
Sorry, wait.
If
Oh, the question was: is Mr. Whiskers a naughty kitty?
Yes.
if
We captivate our
Toes.
we
will
Murder.
Jesus.
Yes.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Did that answer your question? I think so.
I get a
Sarah?
question. The answer is definitely
We have
somewhere.
Sarah has a question here. Will,
Alright, Sarah
okay,
first.
Sarah's question is: will Gunter's universe have a new season?
We have seasons?
on
Thursday.
That mean I get a break? Sweet.
It's fall. Turn over a new leaf.
Joe
You had a break last weekend.
On Thursday, Joe.
No more breaks.
will
Fuck.
masturbation.
for for
Did he freeze?
Uh-oh.
He's thinking.
He looks pissed.
Ever. 100.
Yes.
What?
Wow, I really hope
What?
that helps.
I got a question.
Apparently, I guess I get to take a break and I get to masturbate a lot during that. That's awesome. I'm happy.
See, interpret it however you want, Gunter.
Thank
Anyways, we
you,
could do this-
wise man.
we could do
I
this-
actually had a
We could do
question.
this all day. What's that?
I want to actually
Pause
hear
has
what
one.
Korro,
Go
quick.
down.
Wait, we need a Korro.
Quick, insert your ass. Insert your head in his ass. Okay.
What's your question? Unstable.
What is the meaning of life?
Oh, the ancient, old.
The
Empty.
Galliums.
Oh no.
Rectum.
Will
Consume.
Answers.
yes.
Yes.
You have it, folks.
Never
There
have
it
things
is.
been so clear.
Never have truer words ever been said.
It is not 42.
This is like Mad Libs, but
Well,
all
then.
blanks.
I don't know what you're talking about. These are professional advice givers.
Yeah.
Anyways, we
Sages
covered
of our
this
time.
today, but this is one of the things that we do there. This is a sort of a game we hodgepodge together. So yeah, we're
love
always
it.
trying
These guys are going to put psychiatrists out of business.
or put more of them in business.
Or put more. Yeah, no, I'm thinking the opposite. Yeah. You just made somebody more depressed. Look, she's getting grayer by the minute.
No.
She's usually bright and bubbly.
Makes perfect sense
As
to
I said,
me.
no
I don't.
refunds. No refunds.
You just need to be more enlightened.
You have to apply it.
You have to.
One of my favorite ones was
You have to look into the deeper meaning.
never underestimate Trump before noon.
Gearlock in chat says this went from PG-13 to rated X. Yep. So that's what you guys are talking about.
Every improv show is that way, honestly.
Is that how they're all?
Sounds like another fan.
Nope. This is intended for 18 years and older. That's why. Yep. This is not a PG-13 show. Even though, I don't mark it in Twitch, so somebody's gonna probably yell at me one day, and I'll get slapped on the. But, well, you can't say retard on Twitch.
You just
It's not. Maybe because I'm saying it and like you can't say it. It's
Right.
okay. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna say. So don't do it.
Oh, good thing I didn't ask my question then.
So whenever you guys get on Twitch, don't say retard.
Got it.
Okay, that is a good life lesson.
Yep. And you're not allowed to drink on stream. You have to say like Doritos.
Really?
Drinking
Yeah.
Doritos.
You can drink, but you can't be like I'm getting drunk on Doritos. You got to do. Yeah, I've learned this from some of the kids around here.
Oh man.
You can't get drunk on Doritos.
They just changed their terms recently.
Sarah,
If you could get drunk on Doritos, I would like to know how.
Sarah says that's retarded.
Yeah. A lot of people I know would say that.
Hey, I agree on that. And I agree, and I'm the one with the disability here.
Yeah. But we are all retarded, so it makes sense.
That's true.
Okay. Where did my notes go? Yeah, I went. I have notes for this shit.
You have notes?
Not much else. I think I deleted them all. Like I was hitting things, laughing so hard, I deleted.
Still recording the show.
I'm not part of this team. I have to read
It's a feature.
systematically.
You are now.
We've pretty much covered everything that I wrote down. So we did a scale. We probably want to do another one, or what about something with me? Like I need to learn how to do improv. I can't come and learn on Saturdays. But so can we go through a little bit of how you would teach somebody improv?
So that's the thing is like you don't necessarily like teach someone to do improv. You just sort of have them.
let them.
Yeah, and because it has to sort of come out of them. I mean, you can't like fill someone with like jokes and stuff like that. But what I probably want to do, one of the things that I like to do is that I think everybody sort of comes into improv thinking like, oh, I want to think up the funny thing that I'm going to say, the funny punchline. You're sort of caught up in your head trying to think what's the next thing that's going to land all the laughs and stuff. And really, it's the stuff that you're not even thinking about that you're just sort of off the top of your head doing. So like one of the games that is like really good for that is Ding, because someone will sort of go into a scene and like be thinking, okay, I got this great thing that's going to land. And then they say it, they deliver it, and they think, awesome. And then I ding them, and then they like, fuck. Okay, now I have to do something else, and and sometimes I'll ding them a couple times and force them to really think, like really push themselves. And that's sort of, I think, the mindset that you have to be in when you're doing improv. It's a very, it's a team sport, the way I put it. So,
yeah.
So you're in a scene with your scene partner, and you have to really trust them. So they're really the other half of it. You have to both be present in the scene and build it with them. So what I would do is, I'd probably like, for like your first things would be some of the things that we could do is like we could do like a game of Ding. Maybe that would be something. Would you like to try that here?
Yeah, let's try that. Or is there something that can involve all of us going around? I mean, that might not make sense. You need to like have that partner.
Madhouse.
Well, we
It's
could do that
madhouse.
exercise that we do when we start, where we do like a word ball kind of thing, but we all build a story, throwing out one word at each other.
Oh yeah.
Let's start with that.
So that's a warm-up
And
exercise.
then maybe a ding afterward.
We're going to have an imaginary ball. We're going to pass around. We're going to build a story. Basically, all of us are together. And when you pass the ball, you catch it. You got to say a word, just first thing on the top of your head, and pass it to someone else. And they say the next thing. So
All
I'll
right.
start it off, and I'll say, once
There
Was.
Oh.
Wait, who's this?
I
You
threw
throw
it
it
to
to who you
him.
want? Oh, I can't see. Yeah, I'm partially blind. I have a disability. No. How can you tell who you threw it to?
We go
Like,
like,
if I'm
this.
looking
Like
at-
invisible ball went.
Why don't you just go
Okay.
clockwise? Yeah, just go.
Yeah, why don't you just go clockwise?
Yeah, let's
That
do it
makes
that
sense.
way. Okay.
I have a
Okay,
panel in my
there.
way. Here, let me turn that on.
All right. There was
One
time.
Where?
Vitrium.
Squeezed.
Very.
Sensually.
Fuck.
Blew my mind. What the fuck? Fuck! I cannot play this game. He's essentially fucked.
First thing
Off
to your
the
mind.
top of your head. Empty your mind.
Penis.
First word.
Penis.
There you go. That's improv.
was
ginormous.
Oh, we're gonna try tossing this now.
What?
I think so.
Sarah's throwing.
What was the? Oh god, what was the...
God, you guys are the pros.
Ginormous.
And
Squishy.
yet
When
I
Grew
Hair.
on
Titties.
everything
Was
fantastic.
Hey, there you go.
That story.
excellent story.
Yes. Harry drew hair. Fantastic. So,
yeah.
one more round of that, or we want to go to Ding?
Yeah, let's do that. We could. Why don't we change it a little bit, and let's say we're going to now tell a story. Let's take someone from the audience here. Let's see. Let's say you. If there was a story.
Me?
If there, yes, you. That's right, you. Yes.
No.
Don't make the same mistake I did.
If there was a story written about your life,
get ready to end the show, Gunter.
Clusterfuck.
Okay.
A group of esteemed, skilled actors are going to tell you the story of Clusterfuck. You should start.
And I'm going to start.
Based on a true story.
And how much do I? So we're not doing one word. We're doing like how much would I say to start? Do I say the whole
can
story?
actually-
Am I passing the story along? What am I doing?
Let's pass it around. It's typically one word at a time, but if you feel like, oh, well, I want to throw a couple words in there, feel free to.
Oh, I'll stick to the one word. Clusterfuck. In, and we're throwing it. We're throwing it.
West. Oh,
That's okay.
don't do this.
are we doing one word then?
Yes.
In Iceland, Virginia,
I once
Murdered 13 Canadians.
Oh boy.
All for the laughs.
God, it's all us.
One of the lucky ones.
They're not real people.
It's improv beyond anyone.
Constructs of my imagination.
Yeah, and I'll just go back to my fucking igloo.
And play with my penis.
While watching Americans.
Natural.
Eat huge amounts of poker chips.
This is from Sarah, with a herring.
Wait, with a herring or a pairing?
A herring.
Fuck it. With a herring firmly lodged between
Rosie O'Donnell's left ass cheek.
As featured on Playboy.
And so, since the Canadians weren't real...
Well, we may pretend.
But they're real in our hearts. Sarah.
Twice. What? Oh, okay. 2 angry midget lesbians boycotting Playboy.
Where's the story gone?
Is somebody writing this down?
Glorious. How could you think
I hope
so?
not.
I mean, I guess it's a clusterfuck. Yeah.
This based on a true story. I'm really sorry to all Canadians.
We're standing up tall.
And shining bright.
While doing their taxes.
In space.
And then the aliens attacked.
In a cluster, you could say.
It was called fuck. That's the story.
That's pretty accurate.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was clusterfuck.
And the Canadians said, fuck the fucking fuckers.
You must have led a very troubled life.
Yeah, geez, Polaris, what the hell?
Yeah, actually, at tonight's improv show, we told a very captivating tale of Korro's life called Fuck Mountain. So, be sure to tune in to the next improv video.
Fuck Mountain, alright. When will that video be out?
That'll be out next week.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's right up there with Twin Peaks.
Amazing. What else can we talk about? What else about improv night? What should people know? What do you guys love about it?
All right. My favorite sketch, in my opinion, is the one where we look up the personal information of people in the audience. We bring them out on stage and then insult their family members. Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That's always a good one.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
And we drop their social while we're at it.
Yeah.
I think one of my
Maybe
favourite
their bank
moments.
pin if we're feeling like a laugh.
I think one of my favourite moments was when Vitrium came running at me screaming insemination, and I just fell over laughing.
Oh,
We don't bring that up. Gallium, we don't bring that up, please.
That was number of words.
It was beautiful.
No.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was a mess.
I want to say sometimes Evolved Ant uses a very young-looking avatar, and
I've seen that.
no. We'll just stop there. I won't say any more about it.
The things that have been said.
My first improv night.
Evolved Ant makes full advantage of that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't fucking remind me of my first improv night.
I guess you guys could,
I remember back the very first week of improv, like when it was just starting out, and it was the last sketch of the night, and it's one of my favorite ideas that happened, and we were lawyers playing D&D, and at that point it was just like several layers of immersion, because we were like standing in our rooms, putting on a headset, pretending we were in a theatre, pretending we were these lawyers, pretending we were on stage, pretending to be these characters we were pretending to be in D&D.
Fuck it
Nice.
now.
Yeah.
So they just arguing about rules?
Yeah, typical D&D session,
Yeah,
right?
kind of.
Well, it's great.
Yeah, at my very first improv show, I think the skit that I was in, it was Ding. And I think the fourth thing I said was, I threw up all over the stage.
Quality content. Quality.
Sarah sent you a message or something, Goblox?
Yes.
whoops.
Okay, so Sarah wants me to tell you that, okay. Nothing is sacred and everything is allowed, just like the jizz mopping Sports Center. Remember that one? With Tom? We do this one game called Sports Center where basically we take some sort of like mundane activity or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And newscasters are announcing it like it's a sporting event, competitive event.
Cool.
So
I like
what
it.
was the exact one? It was the event was cleaning up the floor at an adult theater or something. And
I think that
Tom
was
was
at
our
my first
athlete. Who were the sportscasters on that?
I was one of the
Unfortunately, me and
sportscasters.
Meeka. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. I remember you guys commenting on the different techniques he was using.
I actually
under the leg.
rewinded him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
At one point
That was a good
we got
one.
an instant replay. That was
Was that
amazing.
the one where I was a bread expert or something?
Yes, that's right. I believe there's some mention of the bush helping somehow to help with the cleanup.
Yes, the aerodynamics
activity
of
there.
thrusting.
Yes, right.
Wow, I
yes.
must have blocked that out of my memory.
Yes.
Don't blame you.
Sometimes
Don't
we
worry,
come
it's
out
on
of these
if you want to remind yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah sent more, apparently.
But yeah, that's up there on that on
Yeah, Tom
YouTube
was
if you
giving-
want to ruin your day.
That's there.
So just search for Sports Center with Tom Nautical.
Sport,
as the,
yes, Sports Center is a lot of fun. I remember when we were doing we were first trying it out, and you told us to like just bring in all sorts of different people like onto the events. Like we have everyone out on track, and we had one person left, Ron John, and I was just trying to think of something, and like I just said something like a 13-year-old grandfather with dementia. and then because Ron was just like AFK. He just came back, heard the last line, and said, "What?" He actually had dementia. That's perfect timing.
I know this is like something we struggle with on there is like the little bit of a voice lag because we're going over the internet, and sometimes though I think it's hilarious because it start overlapping and everyone's like. Because we can't figure out who's gonna say what. So I think it actually plays into it.
And say, okay, you go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd say it's over time, that's something that we just kind of get better at, just kind of figuring out even sort of before the delay causes it, kind of, just navigating that scene and knowing, and especially when, depending on who you're with, sometimes some people you're a bit better with, how their kind of timing of things tends to go. So it's better and worse depending on just who you're with. But you can figure it out eventually.
What is it, that one where we have to all like elimination? The elimination one. That whole little lag thing makes it look especially chaotic. Like when you're thinking, how are they going to remember this?
Right.
The elimination one.
Last man standing.
Yeah, last man standing.
Oh,
yeah.
goddamn.
Yeah, it makes it look a million times more chaotic when everyone's overlapping.
That's one of the interesting things. So trying to do events and stuff in VR, it's really interesting to see the events that sort of work, and then the ones that sort of don't, or struggle, or maybe the technology isn't quite there yet. I find it really interesting that improv seems to be one of the ones that sort of works just sort of naturally here. There are problems as far as lag goes sometimes, but overall it can add a comedic element to it as well.
Yeah. One thing, since you mentioned Last Man Standing, there's do you remember that one you did, Korro? There's one where Korro was the last person on Last Man Standing, and
moving from place to place.
yeah, and quite impressively, like no control of movement at all. It was pure room scale and full body tracking. Just kind of hopped through all the different positions and parts. It's one of the ones that's probably stuck in my memory.
Too.
And I think that one's probably up on the channel history somewhere.
I was
Unless
sweating after that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing that
Yeah,
one.
so you
just
guys
to
have a
catch
lot of
those.
full body motion. There's quite a few of you. In what ways have those been used? That's been hilarious. There's hopping around. There's the three wise men sitting on top of each other. Is there any other ways that that's been used that's just hilarious?
I mean, pretty much off the top of my head, the only one I can really think, like the only game that's actually really made use of it is the sort of like Sports Center one, because sort of like the athletes, it's almost required that that person has full body because they generally don't say anything. So most of what they have to do is through their body language. And if you've only got, you know, the standard 3 points of tracking of base VR, then certain things you just can't quite do properly. So that's one. It's really the only one I can think of that really makes use of it. Otherwise, I'd say it just helps, you know, making it the you know,
gives you more
your
options.
virtual. Yeah, it just makes your virtual self on stage more expressive, and regardless of what system the other person has, it gives them a little bit more to go on with.
Yeah, like one time on the dating game, Zircron was like, I don't know, was it a depressed teenager or something? And like just having full body tracking was so expressive because like he actually moved off into the corner and put his legs up and sat like with his head down and stuff. Like yeah. There's always something that it's useful for.
Oh, there is always something it is useful for. I don't know if this is what you're trying to remind me of, Sera, but it makes it really easy to just sort of bend over.
And stick your arm up someone's ass to see what
happens way too often.
A lot of that.
This is why the improv show is rated 18 and above.
Happens more often than it
Weird
should.
You mean not often enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got more stuff going up butts than a colonoscopy sort of department in a hospital wing.
I'm sure there's half of Detroit up your ass by now.
What, half of Detroit up my ass? Tried the whole fucking state.
Can confirm. As a native of said state.
You're up his ass.
Well, Gallium's ass just became a meme. That Tom, like,
yeah. Oh, we should
Someday we're gonna have someone remember that's like a colonographer or something, or wait, what do you call him? A colon inspector? What do you proctologist? What is the person? Yeah. A proctologist. Someday we're gonna have a member of improv who that's their real job in person. They're gonna have a problem with that.
It's gonna be a real shit. They're gonna have a problem with that, or they're gonna show us how to do it right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're gonna say, your technique is all wrong.
That's true.
Like you just wait for the guy that shows up and says, "Hi, I'm actually in real life a proctologist. I work with assholes."
Everyone's a proctologist.
What about you guys in the audience? Do you have any questions? You want to make these people do anything? Chat, Twitch chat, shout it out.
Why did I say colonographer?
I don't trust Twitch chat for a second.
All right, we don't trust you. You don't count. Too bad. What's that?
I had some.
Admit that Canadians are real.
They're a myth. I'm hallucinating vividly.
The city of Atlantis is more real than Canada.
Oh, shove a Douglas fir up your ass. You'll know we're real.
Well, in that case,
there's no way it's real.
Oh, Sorry
you
about
don't
that.
want to go there, man. You'll be fucking 70 feet up there. Or you're scared of heights.
I came here
And the worst part about it,
I have
well,
crippling
yeah.
depression. I just came here to sit down and see what's going on. Now I have crippling depression. I've killed Canadians. Wait.
That's
You're
it. And your
welcome.
life
That's the
story
beauty
is
of
called
it, yeah.
Clusterfuck. Congratulations.
There's
Yeah.
no evidence that Canada exists, okay? There's just none.
Let me say one.
None
me say
at
one thing
all.
to you.
It's all a conspiracy. That's what I say.
Welcome
It's
to
the 51st state, part of America. The idea that it's another country is just a bunch of nonsense.
And Polaris, let me say something to you now. Welcome to fucking hell.
Hey, that's about right.
Yeah, this is your life
I
right
guess
now. Now it's time to
depression,
improvise.
Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty good.
Well,
So I have kind of an interesting question for the other. Have any of you, like, from doing improv, have you like thought about doing this maybe in real life? Like, has it been?
Yes.
There's definitely
vaguely.
some more conversations brought up with like people of similar interests, like seeing people in the real world. When I mentioned like VR improv, it seems so foreign to them. It's like, oh shit, now there's opportunities out in like the local pub or say in downtown where it's like an improv. It's like this is something I never discovered until having the opportunity to test it out in VR, and a lot of doors just open because of it.
Yep.
I'm horribly insecure in real life, so no. Also, improv is a dangerous cult, and I don't want to get too involved in it.
Too late.
I don't think I'd want to try this in real life because I'd never have to say anything. Everybody would start laughing. Look at a dopey old balding old man that got no teeth.
I was doing some improv in person before, but my having bad anxiety kind of like limited me on being able to make those classes. They're like across the city. So when I found out about this, like this was really this. I had to take advantage of it because I mean I'm in my underwear right now and don't have any no, I'm just kidding.
Similar story.
Or am I? But yeah, it's so much easier to commute via putting on this headset than sitting or driving on the road for like an hour to get on the other side of the city.
Definitely
Plus,
less
with my
boundaries.
job
and...
now, I don't think I can even do it. Put it in my schedule to make that drive. So.
Gunter's Universe, pants optional.
Yep. I don't wear pants.
Don't make me take my pants off.
Shirts optional.
Should we?
Everybody take your pants off.
No, I'm okay. I just have a problem with shirts.
When you use a full body tracking, do you use an athletic cup just so you don't squish the jewels?
It's actually screwed into the front of an athletic cup. So that was the most convenient. The most convenient way to place it on there I could think of for the hips.
You can tell by the very authentic pelvic thrusts Meeka makes. Very authentic.
Ooh. Oh God.
Do you guys find yourself watching a lot more comedy now, or certain comedians that you're digging on, or has comedy become more of your life, or nope, just you are the comedian?
It's already a part of it.
No more or less.
If you're more expressive, I guess would be a better way to say, perhaps.
It actually got me watching Whose Line Is It Anyway?
There you go.
I do have to watch that.
I'm actually
I find
scared to
myself watching
watch.
more. Definitely find myself watching more now, personally.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I'm scared to watch comedy because I'm scared that I'm gonna like see something on it, and then like we're gonna start doing improv, and then whatever I watched is gonna come out, and then it won't be like real improv from me, and I'm like, so like I will watch it, and be like, but I get a little worried about that. I like to just have like the complete random stuff come out.
It'd be kind of like watching George Carlin doing the stand-up comedy and then adding something to improv, like, hey, you drive like old people fuck, slow and sloppy.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried. My improv will sound scripted or something if I don't know.
All right, how about one more game and then we'll bust out of here? What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah,
that sounds
let's
good.
do Ding and let's improve Gunter.
Cool.
Yeah.
Throw him on the stage.
Yeah. You ready, Gunter?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not wearing pants. I'm ready.
You have to stay seated?
No, I just because you don't have to just sit because you're not wearing pants.
Well, okay. Get up. Let's do this. Let's get Gunter here, our newest improv star. Woo! Everyone, put your hands.
Welcome to hell, Gunter.
Yeah, welcome to hell. Hey! There's no going back now, mate.
And let's see who's going to be with Gunter. Let's get Vitrium over here.
Hey, sweetheart.
I'm so sorry for this. I am so sorry.
Wow.
I am not sorry.
He's lying.
Go easy on her.
God. We're going three ways.
Goblox. Vitrium with a newcomer.
Little girl scared me.
I'm crashing.
Okay, so we're going to need to get a topic now, so why don't we start out with suggestions of locations?
Vatican.
Crashing.
Vatican.
A submarine.
Doctor's office.
Canada. Mythical land
Interesting,
of
a
Canada.
submarine. What's happening? We're going with a submarine. What's happening? What's happening on the submarine?
You're looking
Sexy
for
pillow
Canadians.
Peeling potatoes.
Peeling
Trying to keep the
potatoes.
hat trick flowing.
Canadians.
Wait, what's that?
Searching for the imaginary Canadians.
Searching for the imaginary Canadian.
That's Canadian joke, isn't it, Korro?
Fuck you and everybody looks like you.
Let's get some more ideas. What's going on in the submarine, guys?
Sexy pillow fights.
Pretty good.
Yeah, please.
No one knows what they're doing.
No one knows what they're doing. Yes. Okay.
Children have
Yes.
invaded.
Okay. You all are trying to pilot the submarine, but you have no idea.
Yeah.
You just went through some sort of vortex. You all lost your mind. You have no idea. So you guys all have to figure this out together. So, and I'm going to ding you. So, and of course I don't have a dinger with me, so I'm just going to go ding. And when you hear that, it means you have to stop whatever you're doing, whatever you're saying, go back, do something else. It doesn't have to be the opposite, but it could be something completely different, or it could be just the same thing, but you scream it, different inflections, something like that. So, okay, I want you guys.
Ooh, rubbing my hands for this.
At ease, Naval Commander. We're at your business. What can we do?
Down periscope.
That's not the
490
periscope. This is the periscope.
What?
Oh. Okay.
What?
I'm gonna keep looking in the periscope, guys. All right. Yes, you keep being the periscope. Okay.
Okay. All I see is you. All I see is I can't see anything but you.
I
think we
only
found-
have eyes for you.
Oh. Well, this is getting in our way. You know. Get this bitch out of here and let's go. Does anybody know what they're doing around here? Yeah, what's going on here? We're in a submarine. Why are we in a submarine? I forget. I have amnesia.
I think we're supposed to take this submarine from here to the enemy base or something.
Ding.
I think we're supposed to take this enemy from here to another continent.
Ding.
I think we're supposed to drive this submarine to McDonald's and get us some dinner for tonight.
Ah, shit, I'm famished. I could go for some Mickey D's right now.
I'm full.
Listen, buddy, we've been on this voyage for multiple months. I am not eating these stupid rations for another day. Listen, alright, I got some Starbursts in my pocket. You want some?
Those don't look like Starbursts. Starbursts aren't brown.
Wait,
listen,
we
we're
don't-
Hershey's Kisses now, okay?
Wait, is that all we have? We're we're lost out here. Do you guys know how to run the submarine?
I
mean,
I thought he did.
Listen, I was just the one acting as a periscope. Okay, it's called acting. It's improv. I don't know what
Don't
exactly I'm
periscopes drive the submarine and we just get it on? That's how. Don't periscopes drive the submarine and I slap you in the face?
Welcome to hell.
I guess if that's the way you want to do it. Oh.
Indeed.
Freeze! Suddenly all the alarms start going off. Red lights are flashing.
Oh shit, I smacked you now. I'm fucking gonna get in trouble. I'm sorry I smacked you. Oh my god.
I don't think it's because you smacked me. I think there's a leak or something.
Oh. There's a leak. Oh, thank god, that's all it is. Wait, who'd you think?
Just get a water gun and stick it in that little spurt over there. We'll be fine. Don't worry. Okay, so I'm out of gum. Do we have any Flex Seal? Flex Seal is not going to be. This is not going to be.
I can make some, but you'll have to take off your top. Don't have any flex top? Nope, none on me.
Ding.
Let's see what's here.
I'll pluck all my feathers and you can stuff my feathers into the hole. Here you go.
Feathers.
We are professionals. You are just giving me feathers of stuff. What are we doing here?
We're professionals. Yes, we're doing it.
Oh my gosh! I don't get paid enough to deal with this bullshit that you call a naval shipping.
Oh, they had to bring some depressed person on the ship. God. Oh, they had to bring some Canadian, like that on this ship. Oh man, they had to bring this
first thing that comes out.
I'm trying not
Tarantula.
I don't know. To bring this dumb broad to try to figure this out. Oh, the alarms are ringing again. Oh no, this is terrible. Always getting in trouble. Oh shit.
I got you back.
Are we even
is this
underwater?
a submarine or are we somewhere else?
Freeze in your exact positions. Now make up a new scenario, and on the spot.
What's the scenario?
Based on
What do
your
you mean?
position.
All right, choose or wilds.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Choose our
Freedom
wilds.
and weep 5 aces.
You fucking cheater.
Whoa! Listen now. We don't. Yeah, all right. Put it up.
5.
Put it up.
I'd like to move the warrior from this square 3 squares down.
Dude, he's got a gun. Help me out here. He wants to shoot me.
No. It's okay. I'm the huntress. Okay, he's the paladin and you're the wizard.
Oh, nerds. I got it. I gotta be a nerd. Pretend that I'm a nerd.
There's a huntress class now?
I've got to play World of Warcraft with you. Sweet.
All right. So you see right in front of you a big red dragon is about to slay the entire encampment. What do you do?
I file my taxes. I call my mother.
You begin to send smoke signals off into the distance to say your mother a grand farewell. What do? You wizard with a staff in your hand.
I start to brush my teeth with it.
Ding.
I start to twirl it like a ballet dance, like a cheerleader. Yes. And hope it does something. I forgot what we're trying to do, by the way.
Yeah,
what are we even trying to do?
Stop here. I gotta get some
He's
hot
calling his
pockets.
mom.
It seems here that the paladin here has become oh my god, what is going on?
Okay. Do you want to do another round? Do you have time to do another round, or do you want to?
Oh my god.
Call it right there.
I'll do another round. I'll do another round.
Doing that. Do you feel like you're?
That was pretty. I wasn't on it, but I felt sometimes I was on it. Yeah.
But did you feel like the pressure, like because like you kept getting dinged to have to like come up with stuff like run?
Yeah, and I was starting to forget like what was said, but not that it matters, but it kind of matters to me. Like I want to try to make some sense. File taxes.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't have to. Though.
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
That's the
When I
thing.
ding,
Yeah.
you could throw out. You could go into any direction you want. You could say something completely random. First thing that comes out of your head.
All right, I gotta get better at that.
Great. So yeah, so that's like.
What are you guys laughing at?
Laughing that we actually think they're real, but they're just imaginary, and we're falling for it.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see them.
There are people up there?
A paladin. A couple of paladins.
Like a jukebox and like an ocelot.
Let me take a selfie with these invisible people.
Oh god.
All right, same people, different people.
Yeah, so we can switch it up. We can get some different people up here. Do you want to still do this, Gunter? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, let's give them a round of applause. These troopers.
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay, let's get some other people.
Possible as always.
We get Zircron and Chris.
Oh god. Sure.
Quack quack.
Sure, out of here.
Made a mistake.
Okay. Good. Okay, let's get another scenario. Let's get a location from you guys. Throw out some locations again.
The Amazon forest, rainforest.
The Improv Theater.
Rainforest.
Soccer closet. The annals of the human mind.
Okay, we're gonna go with what Sarah is suggesting. Long John Silver employees on an actual pirate ship.
Wait, what is Long John Silver?
The fuck is a Long John Silver?
Pirates on the seven seas. I only went for 2 years, but
I'm sorry for being British.
It's fast food seafood.
Right?
It's a fast food. It's like fast food seafood. Taco Bell seafood. Seafood. That's like
I wouldn't know.
Oh my god. Is either.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I
Oh,
don't
yes.
have Taco Bell in the UK.
I am a pirate chef. I'm gonna kill everyone with my food.
That shit
Who
hurts.
are ya?
Yes.
Everything on my ship.
I've got the fryers here ready. They're hot and ready. They're 300 degrees. Who we get?
Okay,
they
you're
get?
going.
Change it to Pizza Hut.
Get this.
Don't sit down at this moment.
Teleporting
Come back
ship.
here.
Taco Bell.
Fire.
You're
What are you
shooting.
doing?
You're getting me. What are you doing?
Yeah, but as Royal
I
Scroungers.
just want to say that what you're doing is really unsanitary, and you should probably stop.
Do you like my beer flavored shark fin soup? Oh.
No. Oh, but that is disgusting. Oh, does a body good.
Oh, yeah. You might get scurvy if you're lucky.
I'm the inspector, and I'm not impressed. I gotta say.
Ding.
Oh,
I'm the inspector, and I gotta say, this is a very good establishment. I'm gonna give you a fine
thing you
review.
said that.
On here, have a barnacles souffle.
All right.
Hey, he's a duck. Let's feed him some duck. You'll never know. Here, take this. Not duck. Here.
Not duck.
Try this. Not duck.
I'm
No, it's,
fascinated. It would be terrible if I ate duck. That would just
Obviously.
be awful.
It's
So I'm gonna
fish
eat
sticks.
this. Oh yeah, this is
It's
all
duck
right,
stick.
all right.
It's fish sticks.
That's pretty good.
Freeze. Another pirate ship approaches. It is.
I'm ready.
Okay, another pirate ship approaches. It is filled with KFC employees, and those employees are Korro. Get up. Gallium, let's get you back in it again.
They're gonna be on the other side of the table, right?
Try to board the ship. Yeah, you guys, your ship is over here.
All right, it's our ship. What the hell? Is that a KFC flag I see?
Oh no!
Colonel.
Man,
As a
culinary
cannibal,
cannons.
that was some terrible duck.
That's all right. Let's get some chicken.
Look, you may be Inspector, but we need to go and get these chicken leg lovers. Go and land the shark NATO generator.
I need someone to help me bread this chicken.
How do we get there? Like,
here's the plan. We're gonna bread the chicken.
You gotta connect a bunch of.
We're gonna overcook it, and we're gonna
fish sticks together and walk over.
Alright.
They're so bad here. Yeah.
Like give them food poisoning.
What else do they have in this place? We gotta stack all the tables and chairs and try to get onto their ship and plunder the fuck out of their chicken.
Jump down onto our impending doom. I like it. Okay, let's run.
Come on. Come on,
These are some
Duckman.
very anti-competitive measures. I might have to report you to the Better Business Bureau.
What?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Who's gonna report us? Let's get it. Give us your chicken wings.
Eat some of this drumstick.
Oh, it's 11 spices.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love it. Oh, gravy.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's Korro's lady gravy.
Please. This is like a battle royale on WWE.
It is now a musical about the two pirate ships, and it's a story of love.
I'm getting hard off this, by the way, guys.
Chaos.
Chicken.
Is that a musical?
You were doing it in a bitchin' way. I just have to tell you what I have to say from the deep cockles of my scaly barnacle heart.
I am appalled by this horrible sanitation.
But you see, this is culinary fascination.
Oh my God, now it's in the style of an infomercial.
I think Gunter crashed. Oh yeah, he's remarkably still.
Now, we'll throw in Colonel Sanders' secret recipe for...
You can now have your very own Gunter statue.
Wow. Is this one-to-one? Polygon to polygon?
It's a little...
It's stuck there.
It's too heavy to move.
This is some realistic hair.
It must have stepped in your snail trail again.
What?
Okay. Oh yeah, that's some good booty.
That's some strong adhesive.
Where did it go? Where did it go? You scammed us. You scammed us.
Of your imagination.
You bitch. You set this up.
I know nothing of the sort.
I know exactly where he's gone. He's just become Canadian. That's why he's not here anymore.
Wait,
he's Canadian.
What are you talking about? What's Canada? Canada?
Can we take over the show?
Perpetuated by those in North America.
Way ahead of you.
Are these the same people that say that the Earth is round?
Yes.
I don't even know what's going on.
God. Are they the sort of people that say vaccines cause autism?
Breathe. Hey.
We have to still to breathe.
So we're here in Strong Bad's universe. Oh.
Okay, everybody, it's Chris's universe.
Alright, guys.
Piss off, Duck Boy.
Yay, I'm happy to be here.
Oh
Thanks
my
for having me, Chris.
God.
Alright.
Thank you, Chris, for having me.
Now that the whole panel is here, what did you think about Justin Trudeau's comments on Trump's tariffs on steel, aluminum, and other materials in Canada?
Ding.
I have wings.
What do you mean, Canada?
This is now a...
Fuck the fucking fuckers.
Oh.
Who is this quack?
Wow, really? Did you... You know, I know for improv we tried to... We were allowed to, like, you know, do stuff and say naughty things, but that's just blatant racism. That's going too far.
I like to have screens 2 inches from my face. Everybody hide. Sometimes I like to talk about birds.
That bullshit's going on your bill.
We just very
I
politely
have a
waited for
total
you.
of 3 different
Oh,
avatars.
is that all? That the stream says
Yeah, yeah.
otherwise.
Canadians, they don't know anything.
There was looting.
Oh yeah.
There was booty looting.
Damn it.
There was anarchy.
It always happens when I'm not
did we
around.
loot?
Not mine.
I ever get to grope Gunter's booty without knowing.
Speaking of booty, look, that's like a front butt from hell right there. Look at you.
Holy
Did I see a Knuckles here a moment ago? Better get the fuck out.
Close enough.
Oh, okay. All right.
Can I say...
my enemies. It's okay, Gunter.
Okay, that's fine.
So, a lot of the things that we normally say after a particular skit, like that one, is, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Yep.
So like I'd say like this sort of like just the structure and the style of improv from like very early on's always kind of lent itself to a very kind of absurdist sort of nonsensical style that's just kind of what the fuck? This shit doesn't make any sense. And that's half of why some of it's funny.
Gallium, here's my response to that question actually. Shh, it's improv. Shut the fuck up.
Well, actually, I do want to counter towards that, because the first few weeks of improv were actually 100% completely improvised from the ground up. We didn't know what games we were doing. We would make it up on the fly. But the more that it went on, we actually had some control. So with improv, if you have some at least direction and some control, like what games you do every week and when to start and stop the scene, because we used to have scenes that lasted like 25 minutes and we're not going anywhere because we had like, literally zero direction. So while with improv, the best thing to do is to not think about it. Sometimes you want to have a bit of planning beforehand to make things run smoothly.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Ding.
Sarah reminded me of something, sort of one of the probably more bizarre kind of improv moments which Korro had a hand in, which we kind of it was the towel event. Basically, so for those who don't know, at the Improv Theatre, there's, I don't know if we covered it earlier, but we've got some high performance avatars, and one of them is basically a variant of, it's like Ybot, I think. There we go.
Yep,
and
one.
actually,
Nice.
I need to get changed to explain the rest of this story. One moment. And
oh yeah.
1 second while I load
It's
in.
loading.
Well, I just sat in a chair and everything broke. That is why I'm now crunched up on the floor.
Gallium, just blame
My.
Let's try this again. And basically, while all the actors were backstage, Korro sneakily replaced that one with, the towel. It was just an improv kind of idea, and
yeah, everyone
Basically,
was.
I got everyone in the audience to wear this avatar.
It was quite the shock when we came out to the
without
show.
any of the actors knowing it, or Goblox even.
Nice.
This was yeah.
We nearly
Another
pulled a
thing-
similar thing. Yeah, Gallium, do you recall that we nearly pulled a similar thing with the cheerleader outfits?
I think
That's a little bit more structured, though. This was just this towel thing was just completely on the fly. It was just sort of, hang on, we can do this. We're doing this, and we did it.
Yeah, and of course, a improv doesn't go by when it's not Vitrium's birthday.
Oh,
Happy
have
birthday,
mercy.
Vitrium.
No.
Yeah, happy birthday, Vitrium.
No.
Vitrium would just come to improv all the time with a fucking
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday to Vitrium.
Happy birthday to you.
I think it's
So,
many
like,
birthdays
so
that
just,
are
like-
happening. He's gonna be dead soon.
It seems like everything happens to be.
You're aging really poorly.
He's a vampire.
You look good for 4,673.
It's all the gray hair, man. It's all like L'Oreal and shit.
All right.
Ooh.
That's
I have a feeling that's Sarah. Yeah.
Damn it, Sarah.
Is it birthday bubbles?
They both.
Okay, guys. Any last things to mention? This has been great. Comments from the audience. Else, I'm going to wrap it up. What, did you guys like this show? Was this fun?
Hey,
Sure, why not?
Hell yeah. Sure, why not?
Improv at Gunter's.
Yeah, we used to have.
I really enjoyed this.
Kind of awkward.
Yeah,
It's kind of
Improv's
awkward.
like
That's exactly what
come a
we're
long
trying
way.
to do.
We used to have
That's
like
improv.
a lot of like other people like Strong, Mer. He used to be part of the Improv. Clem, Double Goose, all of these other people that used to be part of Improv, and I'm pretty
I'm
sure
sure you've been along a few times.
I don't
It's
think
like,
I have. I've been meaning to.
Yeah.
I just haven't done it yet.
You should
And-
do.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say actually, because
Dude,
like,
we scare ourselves. That's half the fun of it.
the reason why some of these people left was because they felt that the crowd from like pure public instances was getting a bit intense. But now it's gotten a lot more controlled.
It's
So
settled- yeah, it
if
settled
you're
down.
watching this and you used to do improv but don't anymore, come around for like one evening. We would love to have you there.
Seriously.
And
if you do too.
Yeah. And if you've never done improv, like Goblox said earlier, there's the improv workshops on Saturday. Get in touch, come along.
Yep.
Maybe I'll do that.
Saturdays.
Maybe
3 p.m.
I'll give
Pacific
my
on Saturdays. Yeah, you should.
shot.
Gunther does it.
Oh, you'd have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm sure. Around the best people. You guys should have a reunion to get all those people back. Have like a reunion improv show and have the skits worked out so everybody can participate.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
That
That would, yeah.
Get Goose.
A lot of shoes to
get Goose
fill.
back. That'd be really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Clam.
I mean, I've hardly left.
Oh, should I read that out, Sarah?
Such a reunion that I'm.
Sarah says, if my fucked up mind can do it, so can yours. I don't know if that's a reference specifically to me or just.
Is it talking to me? Okay. Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
We are 9 different species are fucked up.
Only 9.
3 of them are banned in southern India.
Well,
And
yeah, the others
recruiting
are
more.
banned.
If you are a different species, they want you. Come on down Saturdays.
Please, we need more furries.
Don't make me sell you the local Chinese takeaway.
Chris, I got you covered. Furries.
All right. A lot of people thought this was interesting in the chat.
I don't know if we mentioned this, but yeah, the actual show is at 6 p.m. Pacific on Sundays. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, and the way that you get into the show right now is that you can actually go onto the VRChatEvents.com, go into the improv channel, and in the pinned notes there, you can find out all the instructions, and basically you friend an account that we have here in VRChat called Improv Mod, and that is sort of the gatekeeper to get into the show. And then at the night of the show, we create a friends instance with that account, and then you can join on that. So just wanted to get that in there.
Excellent. So big takeaway is VRChatEvents.com. Click the Discord link. Boom, you're there. And you'll see events like Avatar Development with Ghosters and the VRC Traders. You'll see a Club Transcendia with the Architect. That's happening. Squid's doing the developer meetup now, and that happens right before improv, and then Gunter's Universe is after improv. So Sundays is a great day to come out and do events. Yeah, it's you too.
Are we plugging our shit now?
I'm plugging all of them. Endgame with, and then you can plug shit too. Endgame with Domino, Popopo, and Psych. Their talk show is in their show. That's a Wednesday night show. We have Japanese language learning with Tanabe. We've got talent show with Matu. We've got open mic karaoke nights with me. We got piano awesome. Keys, a piano. This mine or the piano keys? Mine's awesome. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's pretty good. The talent, not because of me, but there's some really good talent, and it's a pleasure to work with them. And we're putting together an album. It's gonna be like 15, 20 tracks. I'm gonna make up art and put it on CD and send it to people. It's gonna be cool. Sweet. Piano keys, learn to play piano, or have a enthusiast group around piano. That's with Java Bart. Squats with G&G. Ghoster and Double Goose still, or I don't know who's doing it.
We really should rename it to Squats with, or just Squats, because the co-host is always different. Ghoster doesn't really go anymore.
Squats with is what it sounds like, doing a bunch of squats. Fun Saturday night. What else do you want to do on a Saturday night than 1,000 squats?
Oh, we should do that. We should totally do that.
Oh no.
We should we'll do squats right after the show, and that's how we'll end the show. So we got that. We got story time with Magnanix, amazing voice. He does that in Australian time, so it's usually like 7 a.m. My time on Saturday morning. So I never get to check that out. The Great Pug on Thursdays has McMuse and he does. I just don't do shit on Saturday. Right, there are 2, so I don't attend either of them. I'll be doing this though on Saturday. So. Story time with Magnanimous. He's on YouTube. You can check out his cool stuff. Bunch of stories that he reads. The voice is sexy, makes you want to like sit on one of his speakers with the bass turned all the way up. And the Great Pug has live music there on Thursdays. That's great. And What's in the Box is awesome event. That's Naticus's puzzle, trivia, interactive game. And anyways, all those channels are in there. If you want to know what those are, or if you're like you've been wanting to know, go in there. VRChatEvents.com. Me and Goblox run that. It's really great. I want to thank. Other plugs. Did you have shit to plug?
Yes. We actually have an event on that calendar as well. It's called Power Chords at Gallium and I and Afroman also tags on. Richie sometimes tags on, co-hosts with.
Helps out.
Has it been going consistently? Because I didn't include it because I thought it wasn't consistent. It is consistent?
It's been going consistent for like 6 months now.
Yeah, it's been minor issues that I've been off on holiday sort of past 2 weeks, so there may have been some minor inconsistencies due to that. But
yeah, it's just minor.
It's on a Monday, and because it's May, we basically took the entire month off because of all the bank holidays.
England.
So I've wanted to go to that event too. Power Chords, awesome. Dissecting music.
Yeah, that's at
right in my alley.
5 p.m. UTC.
Yep.
Starts in how many hours?
5 p.m. UTC.
It's at like 1 in the afternoon Eastern.
13 hours from now.
And we have a theme. We're doing
name.
Actually, it's a music appreciation event, and we're doing a world tour right now. We're just going around the entire world. And we're doing Chinese.
We're currently
music.
doing Chinese music this week.
Ah, cool. Neat. Says again. Boo from the crowd. Get out of here. Cool. Follow me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff. Want a big thanks to Squid and GM3 for putting a lot of development time into this, make the cams work. Olivier JT for doing all the art. Cause and Effects for running the board up there. K-Dog, who we leave in the dungeon underneath this, whose eyeballs we make watch the whole stream, and he's the one that's streaming it out. Thank him very, very much. And we're banging away on the last half of the Hunt for Mr. Whiskers. You guys are going to love it. And while you are waiting for the event to come back, recruit new blood. Get them to go through all the other puzzles. Just go to the Hunter's Hub. All the portals to all the events, all the other puzzles are there. You can just go right through them all. No order, and still be part of the game. What else? Oh, and coming soon to the events channel, Jerobi is bringing 2 events. Lolly Lord's Game Show. Sounds amazing. I haven't personally approved it yet, but I think it's going to be amazing. I got to go check that out. And a monthly community tournament, some sort of a game. will do. It'll be on the calendar. These events are also on VRChatEvents.com. No, yes, that of course, but also VRChat.com has an events link, and you can see these calendar there, a Google Calendar. Add it to your phone so that you're always tapped in. You're like, oh shit, I got to get to Gunter's Universe. Oh shit, I got to go to Power Chords. Oh shit, I keep going to all these events, and now I don't have any money because I haven't been making any money because improv doesn't pay me anything. Okay, guys, thanks so much. Bob, cue up the music. I love you guys. So much fun. Improv.
Thank you, Gunter.
Yes.
Thanks
All right,
for
the squad.
listening.
Yeah. Time to squad.
Follow me on Twitter.
Bob.
Okay, super easy.
Send me Bitcoin.
Add one Zircron
A One Punch Man squat. Okay, I'm gonna throw on 3, 2, 1, and. Okay.